Okay, my friends, let's talk about this full moon in the sign of Gemini that we are going to have on December 15. So this is a very interesting full moon. It's happening on the 24th degree of Gemini. It is squaring Neptune at the 27th degree of Pisces. Of course, we have the dispositor Mercury retrograde turning direct right around this time as well. So it's a very, eventful full moon, I want to say. Of course, we're gonna go through this a little bit right now in general for the collective, and I'll also briefly mention what it might mean for your rising sign. Of course, this is very, very general because, of course, in your individual chart there could be something different going on, something that contradicts the above mentioned things. And if you want your personalized consultation, there currently is of this moment still available. I even still have the package deal, the Black Friday package deal, where for 40% off you can get packages with me, you have study opportunities with me, one-on-one studying astrology and tarot with me. You have an option still to book me as your one-on-one astrologer for 2025 for package deals. Again, 40% off. It's amazing. Check it out. Links are going to be down below. And anyway, guys, let's get started. So the themes that come up to me when I'm meditating on this full moon is, first of all, I'm hearing something along the lines of I'm so happy I did not get what I thought I wanted. So this could be even something that's like finishing a cycle for you of the last couple of years where you thought you wanted something really badly, and you really thought you wanted it, and now maybe something happened where you quote unquote lost, you didn't get it, and now you're like, oh my god, I'm so happy I didn't get what I thought I wanted. It could be about relationship, of course, could be something career related where you're almost like, oh my god, you know how they say smile that it happened, or like smile that it happened, laugh that it's over, something like this. You're happy that something is over. That could be very much the theme of this full moon. Also, of course, because of the square to Neptune of the Mercury station in direct at this time as well, one of the other themes that come up as well is letting go of any kind of delulu that maybe doesn't work for you anymore. Of course, it's like Sun and Sag, Moon and Gemini, full moon in Gemini, right? Squaring this Neptune energy. There is definitely a theme of that. Oh my goodness, like how delulu not in a good way I was when I thought that was maybe the right path for me. It very often happens in relationships, right? You think this person, oh my god, is this love of your life, and like something saves you, literally something prevents maybe the beginning of relationship, or something prevents you staying with this person, and years later down the line you are looking back and you're like, oh my god, thanks god I did not marry this person, or thanks god I divorced them on time, or thanks god maybe I thought I wanted to date this person, but like something prevented me from that. There is this kind of energy to this full moon. Of course, as a precaution when it comes to this full moon, make sure you are not gonna slip even deeper into delulu, because again, I know it's very trendy on social media to say how delulu is the salulu. I don't think that it's a healthy belief, in my opinion, because I believe that if you are a good person, if you are beautiful, if you understand how manifestation even works, it's your birthright to receive the things that you want. You don't have to be delusional in order to manifest love. You do not have to be delusional in order to become financially prosperous. You don't have to be delusional in order to have a glow up. It's natural byproduct of aligning yourself with desired outcome. Why is that delusional? Like, again, maybe I misunderstand something. It's a Gen Z things that I might not connect with. But yes, essentially letting go of any kind of quote unquote a delulu that doesn't serve you, and making sure you're not slipping deeper into that. Now, one of the other things, of course, that stands out about this full moon is the fact that we have Jupiter squaring Saturn. Again, I feel like it's more realistic to be optimistic rather than pessimistic now. I know that with Saturn usually people refer to as the planet of reality checks. Saturn in Pisces, however, is not the true reality check. Pisces couldn't be further from reality. So if you are pessimistic right now about the future, about life, about your own life, about the world, it's more of being, again, delusional and unrealistic. Because the world is not going in the dark direction, even though there are so many, lies out there that try to convince you that everything is going to hell, every day. Some of us might feel it, but it's not. It's the illusion of the Neptune and Pisces. So right now it's more practical and more realistic to actually be optimistic and to focus on practical details, maybe with Jupiter in Gemini. Again, if you're pessimistic right now and think, oh, I'm such a realist, you are actually, you're off likely. It's in the collective, of course. In your own life, I understand there could be other things going on. This full moon specifically, of course, is also with Jupiter. Again, it's not exactly conjunct, but Jupiter is there. It should bring you that feeling of, whatever happens, gain, lose. Like, I recently had an understanding of how I was so close to achieving a major financial milestone a couple years back, and then I completely fucked myself over. No, I realized very clearly where I've gone wrong, what I've done wrong, and it was painful. It was a painful realization to understand you were so close to your major milestone and you fucked yourself over by going a little bit too fast, too soon, or not making the necessary moves when you needed to. But it's okay. It's like gain, lose, it's life. You are where you are. Let's make the best of it starting right now. I think this is very much what this full moon is about. Of course, we're about to be at 0 degrees Aries North Node, where Saturn and Neptune going to be in 2025. This is the major activation. So I think instead of crying over how you almost became a multimillionaire, a millionaire, and then, I don't know, somehow maybe you've gotten into debt even more, or some of the things that I was doing the past few years was investing, trading. Some of it went great. Other times when I went against my own best instincts, with mainly Delulu stuff. That's why maybe I don't like Delulu stuff so much. We made some wrong moves too. But again, it's like successful people will learn from their mistakes, but at the same time they're not going to spend their entire life wondering how, oh my god, if only I did that different. No, you take your losses, you cut your losses, and you keep moving forward. Let's make, again, right now, this is the true new beginning. Let's make the best of it. And I think, again, with this full moon, these realizations, whether you messed up major opportunities or whether you actually capitalized on them, the realization of these lessons, the learning of these lessons come now. But again, whatever happened, whether you did great, whether you fucked up, excuse my language, it's all good. Let's just learn from whatever we experience. Again, Sun in Sagittarius is all about learning, and Moon in Gemini here with Jupiter especially, practical learning too. We learn from our mistakes. Let's keep moving forward. Of course, another aspect here is that Mars retrograde in Leo going to be a kind of, yes, opposite aspect to Venus in Aquarius that just met with Pluto. And there are some power struggles when it comes to relationships. There are some obsessive tendencies, could be when it comes to money. We might have major realizations, major transformative moments too. But again, it's all good. I think the key to this full moon is to understand you made your choices. Let's learn from it, but let's not get too mentally hung up on that. Jupiter in Gemini, I guess in Gemini placements, the beauty of it is that everything can change very fast with Jupiter in Gemini. Blessings can come fast, and yes, sometimes easy come, easy go. Yes, sometimes it's easy come, easy go, but it's all good. The beauty of it is that, again, if you are down, you can be up just as fast. If you're up as well, something I've learned personally from this past few years cycles, and something I'm learning with this full moon as well, if you're up as well, up only is up only usually is in the crypto market especially, this kind of a joke for when you have this massive greed, there can never be another pullback. It will only be up only. So I think Jupiter in Gemini, we learned the lesson that up only is an illusion. You need to know when to take profit, so to say. And when I say about this, of course I'm not giving financial advice. It's not necessarily about financial markets, but in your own life you need to know when to take profit, because up only, sure, it can be, but there are some adjustments that could happen along the way, and it's okay. It's part of life. Some of these blessings, I guess, and learning experiences and some quick maybe turnarounds of our situation can still come quickly. Still, for another 5 months we have of this Jupiter and Gemini transit left, and I think this full moon maybe even will illuminate for some of us where the we already had, right, since May of 2024, Jupiter in Gemini. We had the new moon there in June, but with this full moon this full moon in December in the sign of Gemini too, it's almost like it's not showing us, listen, there is only 5 or 6 months left of Jupiter in Gemini. How do you want to use this time? It's a good time, I guess, maybe to even set your goals, if not for the entire 2025, but maybe for at least the next 5-6 months, for the first half of 2025, because again, something about this full moon in the sign of Gemini will illuminate where the opportunities, where the possibilities are, and how to quickly, get a hold of them. If you've wasted the past 5 months, some of you might feel like it. If you feel like you wasted it, again, it's all good. Chances are you did, because again, with Jupiter in Gemini, things can come easy go. Now you can turn things around. If you focus, if you zoom in for the next 5 months, and I have a lot of Gemini planets, and it's like one of the things is like I gain information so fast, I communicate sometimes so fast, but sometimes it's like my focus is scattered. So one of the remedies, I guess, and maybe this is how we can also even use and capitalize on the Saturn square aspect from Saturn and Pisces, is to, instead of kind of like allowing our attention span to be distorted, what if we just focus? What if we just try? You don't have to do it for the rest of your life, but try focusing maybe at least for a week, and then try for a month, and then try for 2 months, and see where it's gonna take you. Utilizing certain practices like putting your phone on do not disturb, maybe less scrolling, less social media, having a routine. If we can get more organized for the next 5 months, we can achieve so much. It's like this full moon is about this Jupiter in Gemini too, because again, it's like we're not going to have another full moon like this. Next time the full moon in Gemini, Jupiter is going to be in cancerian. So this is a big deal. And again, if we want to, I like to use astrology in a way that's more of like evolutionary method, where we see how we can capitalize on opportunities, how we can try to maximize, so to say, gains, minimize losses in our own life. And I think there's something to say about this full moon, where we can see now how we can go forward and really use the next 5 months in a way where we can really maximize our blessings. Check out, by the way, my video. I made it on Jupiter in Gemini last June. So Jupiter in Gemini, I think it was in May, even I forgot when I made it, but when Jupiter entered Gemini, check out that video, because I'm showing you there how Jupiter in Gemini is blessing your sign. Watch this for rising, then sun and moon. So yeah, check out that video, and of course personal consultations are available. Now let's go to each of the rising signs. Of course you can also check it for sun and moon, but start with rising and see how this energy manifests for you. So for Aries rising, for you, this is about third house, opportunities for studying, opportunities to, for vehicles, like traveling around in your neighborhood, perhaps something about your siblings, something about your social media projects. You can see where the opportunities for these things lie ahead. Now for Taurus, this could be about this is about your second house. So this is really showing you now how to improve your financial situation. You still have 5 months of the transit of Jupiter and Gemini left. So right now you can get a very clear understanding of your financial situation. Actually, I'm a Taurus, this resonates. It can be good or bad. I mean, Mercury retrograde, there might be some stuff you might not be so happy to see, but at the same time you have this clarity. You have this clarity right now to see how much is going in, how much is going out, how much you need to make, what your needs are, what your plans for the future are, how you want to live, what's the lifestyle you want to live, where you can make that money, maybe new streams of income. Maybe you understand that it's time to have much more streams of income that you currently have, and it's like it's time to focus on that. At the same time, with this Mercury retrograde and all the Sagittarius energy in your 8th house, you're starting to see more clearly who can you rely on, who cannot. Maybe you thought, I'm going to receive this and this and that. And yes, maybe you will learn that you have certain inheritances or certain benefits coming up and you can use, or maybe you will learn some of them are actually less than what you hoped. So whatever this is, I feel like there is going to be clarity about financial situation, and more importantly, an understanding how to make the 5 months, the best in order to turn around your situation if that's what you need. Geminis, of course, this could be as a rising sign, this could be every area of your life, because again, rising sign is the beginning of your chart. So understanding of yourself, who you are. You might have been having this new understanding of how to maybe position yourself in life better, how to have that glow up. At the same time, understanding your dynamics within relationships, what you bring, so to say, to the table, what another person brings to the table. I'm using it jokingly, obviously, but yes, it's a massive full moon for you because it's in your sign, and it's with Jupiter this time around. It's at the time when Mercury, the dispositor, is in the 7th house. So an understanding of yourself and also how people see you, what are you attracting in relationships, what do you deserve when it comes to relationships, all of this could be coming now. Okay, for Cancerian, this is happening in your 12th house of mental health, of rest, of undoing, of letting things go, of endings. So you will understand what maybe, if there's been an issue, a hang up with your mental health, with your spirituality, maybe spiritual growth, maybe certain things that it's time to let go of, understanding about certain things that maybe were not what they seemed to be. Maybe you had a certain expectation, certain understanding that things were going to go one way, but they are moving another way. There's something about also things that were hidden from you. Secrets could be coming out. If there was something maybe you didn't see, maybe it's something health related, maybe something about job, maybe it's something about, honestly, it could be different things here. But if there's been some secrets or something that you weren't able to see up until this moment, you're going to start seeing this. You're going to have some kind of realization, and then next 5 months you can use it to essentially improve that situation. For Leos, okay, for you this is happening in the 11th house of your goals, gains, friendships. So massive realizations about that, understanding also how can you make that area of your life better, how can you reach your goals better. This is a massive milestone for a lot of Leo risings, especially. Some of your goals, yes, you will reach. Some of your goals you felt like maybe you didn't reach as high as you wanted to. Whatever it is, you still have the next 5 months where you can really turn things around. So good luck and let me know how it goes. Now for Virgos, this is happening in your 10th house of career. For some of you, it's been like, I'm a Virgo moon again, is a moon sign, even it resonates so much. That it's time to get into your next chapter of your career. It's time to level up when it comes to career, to social status. Maybe you want to enter certain rooms that were not available to you before. I actually, weirdly enough, since Jupiter entered Gemini, I developed this very weird interest, weird because I'd never expected to, in politics. And since then I've been learning a lot about politics. I've been learning a lot about history. Like, I never expected this was gonna happen, by the way. It was the least of my expectations of Jupiter in Gemini transit. I started being very drawn to like people who are in power in some way. I started even making friends with people who are like low-key in politics around where I live, like in my local, so to say, area. Started meeting people who are somehow related to this. So who knows, maybe White House, Ella, coming soon. But again, of course, for you it could be something different, but it feels like something that's completely next level, much more serious stuff. And again, some of you might realize that maybe you're just simply now where you want to be career-wise, but at the same time, again, this full moon gives you this awareness of like, okay, so what are you going to do about it? You have next 5 months of Jupiter still in Gemini. Let's do something. So good luck, Virgos. Let me know how it goes. And let's go to Libra. For Libra, this is full moon in Gemini in your 9th house of travel, immigration, studying, gurus, travelers, I was going to say foreigners, spiritual beliefs, kind of like your philosophy in life. So yes, there could be a milestone happening there. You might have sudden realizations. Whenever there is 9th house being activated, you start seeing the world in a new way. And maybe, again, if you are working on any matters related to immigration, education, traveling, there could be some development still over the next 5 months, but you will start having much more clear picture of your life, of the world, how you see and perceive the world. So for you, again, yes, you have like Venus right now in Aquarius with Pluto opposite Mars, but still, the full moon should give you more clarity where you stand. Maybe you will see your own obsessive tendencies that are not healthy for you and decide to let them go. It's a transformative full moon for sure. Let me know how it goes. Let's go to Scorpio. For my dear Scorpios, this full moon in sign of Gemini is happening in your 8th house of shared resources, occult. Shared finance is a big part of it, but also transformation, sexuality. Ooh. If you're have hearts for someone right now, could be really you could be really feeling it. But at the same time, again, 8th house is one of the financial houses, first and foremost, too. Of course, it's sex, death, taxes, all these wonderful things, spirituality, occult. You might feel much more psychic during this time. Actually, recently I've been having, I don't know, some kind of like on another level downloads and experiences. We'll see what happens during full moon, I guess. And because Jupiter is still there, again, you're gonna get clarity of all the matters related to the 8th house, but also about if there's any alimony, inheritances, shared money, money in mutual funds, money that you invest, your financial situation, your financial goals, how you are supported or not by somebody. You're going to gain clarity, and again, it's going to give you an opportunity to change the situation in the next 5 months, because Jupiter is still going to be there till May of 2025. So if there are things that need to, especially for you, it's about finances, I think, first and foremost, because again, Mercury retrograde in your second house, figuring out your financial situation, who you can rely on and who you cannot to. Maybe being more clear with what your expectations are. If you have a partner, maybe like, you know, I had one long-term relationship where a person was very supportive of me, but we still had this very different idea of what expectations are. Again, I grew up in Eastern European family where my mom never worked. My dad was this classical provider. He grew up in Latin American family where his mother always worked, even though they had like 6 kids. And, you know, they both worked very hard, which is, you know, respectable and all of that. But like, you know, when we first met each other, we did not really, you know, discuss this kind of things, you know, part of it being too young, right? And as you grow older, of course, you start understanding some of these things where it clashes, where another person, even if they are trying their best, can simply maybe not give you enough. And it's okay, because, you know, like, you just have to get yourself aligned. You have to understand what's available. Maybe also this full moon can show you what resources are available. Like, let's just say maybe you're female-owned business and there are some grants in your area for female-owned business. There's all kind of stuff like this, right? These days, might as well use it. Maybe there are certain financial assistance that's available for you. You want to study something new, right? Like grants, loans. Maybe you want to start a business, and there are certain resources that you haven't tapped into before that are available for you. Again, Jupiter is still in your 8th house for the next 5 months, so this full moon will shed a light on your financial situation and what support is available, what support maybe is not available. So use this time well. Let me know how it goes. Let's go to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, this full moon is happening in your 7th house of Gemini. Partnerships, partnerships. I don't know why I said resources. Partnerships, mainly partnerships. I just did Scorpio, so I said resources. Partnerships, connections, whether business or romantic. And I feel like there's going to be clarity there about, you know, where are you going with the relationship. If you're in a relationship, you're going to get much more clarity about where that relationship is going. Are we getting married or not? That kind of stuff could be happening. Or if you're single, what's even available, what maybe you need to do differently, what needs to be adjusted in order for you maybe to find that partnership. What do you even want in a partner? You're going to get a lot of clarity. Of course, Mercury retrograde, the sun is still in your sign, so it's all kind of like the focus on you, focus on your needs, focus on what you want, understanding that, communicating that to a partner. And again, Jupiter will still be in your 7th house for another 5 months, so you can still turn things around. And this full moon will show you the clarity of your situation and what you need to do differently so you can have better results in 2025. For Capricorn rising, this is the full moon that's happening in your 6th house of health. Mercury retrograde is also in your 12th house. So for Capricorns, I said this in your December horoscopes, that there's a big focus on health. If there's been some issues, this full moon can illuminate what these issues are and hopefully find a solution. You know, if you're struggling with anything, I wish you sincerely from the bottom of my heart to feel better. Of course, you know, this not to substitute medical advice, but I do think that this full moon, if anything, could give you more clarity about your health situation. What's happening, what needs to change. And if it's not about health, it could be about work, about your day-to-day, something about your work, jobs you are doing. If you have any pets, sometimes important events happen when 6th house is triggered in the life of our pets too. Again, Jupiter is in your 6th house for another 5-6 months, so use this time wisely. 6 months actually, I don't know why I said 5-6 months. So use this time to understand, gain clarity about this particular area of your life. You gotta get in clarity about both, right? The sign where you have the full moon here with Jupiter, and also the sign where Mercury is retrograde and where it's just was Kazemi. So for you, it's both 6th and 12th house axis. So yeah, use this time to understand your situation and know that you have time to improve things, to make things better. Good luck, Capricorn. Let's go to Aquarius. For Aquarius and Aquarius rising, this is the full moon happening in your 5th house. That's all about your creative projects, romantic situations, love and dating, kids if you have children. Just in general, like, you know, your creativity, your self-expression. So you're going to have a lot more clarity about how you are expressing yourself, which parts and aspects of yourself you are happy, especially if you're an artist or creative in any way. And also about love. Of course, we do have, you know, in your sign right now, Venus that just met with Pluto, Mars retrograde in 7th house. So for you, creativity and also dating, love, romantic partnerships are being highlighted. You're going to gain a lot more clarity about what's available maybe for you if you're dating in a dating pool. And hopefully in the next 5 months you can use this to your advantage somehow. Maybe get that dream guy, dream girl. Good luck, Aquarius. Let me know how it goes. Of course, you could be more obsessive right now. Also, you could be attracting people who are somehow more obsessive about you. Yes, anyway, good luck, Aquarius. Let's go to Pisces. For Pisces, of course, this is the full moon that's happening in your fourth house of family, home, the very foundation in your life. Again, at the same time, we still have Mercury retrograde, Mercury station indirect in your 10th house at the moment of full moon. Jupiter still in your fourth house too, so you might gain clarity about your living situation, your home, your very foundation in life. Something about your family might come to spotlight somehow, like one of those things where you have certain heritage, maybe you didn't know about this, or maybe you never were talking about this, and now you might talk about this. I don't know why I wanted to say it this way. You might want to talk about certain heritage, reclaim part of yourself that has to do with your ancestors. That's interesting. And yes, whatever your situation is with home, with very foundation of your life, this full moon is going to shine the light on opportunities that is still going to be available for you for the next 6 months. Jupiter is still going to be in the sign of Gemini in your fourth house for the next 6 months. So with this full moon, you might see what maybe are the opportunities. Like it could literally be around your home, I don't know, near your home, at the home front, with your home, renovation opportunities, maybe purchasing a home, finding a home, family wise, maybe starting a family. Full moon will illuminate all the possibilities for you. So take notes right now, journal maybe a little bit. Anyway, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this horoscopes. They're a bit brief, but they're up to the point. I hope you like them. Join me on Patreon if you want to support the channel, or join the membership of the channel as well, whichever one you prefer. You can join both. I'm not going to hold it back against you. And again, 2025 prediction is still available. We still have 40% deal off on packages, which again, with package you can purchase absolutely, any reading can be a part of it. So super good deal. Give this video a big thumbs up. Love you all. See you on the next one.